Hello, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It looks like we're live. Go ahead and say hello when you jump on. Let me know if everything's working beautifully. Amazing. Welcome, guys. Let me know where you're tuning in from. What countries do we have on the line right now? Amazing. Well, we have a very special conversation to take place right here, right now. So if you're seeing this live or if you're catching the replay, #replay, and let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Let me know what country we have present right here, right now. Let's see. We have Colombia on the line. What's up, guys? How are you? We've got London. Amazing. I am coming in live from Costa Rica right now, New Zealand, USA, Switzerland, Spain. Yay! Albania. Welcome, guys. Hello. Planet Earth is representing right now. Amazing. Well, guys, Turkey, welcome. California, welcome. Hi. So good to have you guys here. I have a very, very special guest that I'm actually going to bring up onto the stage right now, onto the live stream stage. Because this person is so dear to my heart. She is just a fully embodied, beautiful, powerful, heart-centered goddess. You should definitely know about her. And we have gone deep together over the past couple of years. She's been in my mastermind for 2 years. She's been a private client, a platinum client for the last 12 months or so, a little bit longer. And she is one of our powerful conscious millionaires. She is someone that has an absolutely incredible story, which you're going to get to hear today. And she's going to talk a little bit as well around where she was 2 years ago versus where she is right now. And I just feel it's so important to have these conversations real time from real people, especially someone like this, because Anne Claire, who I'm about to bring up right here, right now, is someone who is not just money and business focused. Quite the opposite, actually. She is deeply in her spiritual journey. She has a powerful heart of service. She cares about impact and the ripple that she's creating for humanity more than a lot of people that I know, to be completely honest. And so to now fuse that with the financial results of generating over $1 million, in my opinion, that's just best ever. One of my big missions in life, guys, is to help redistribute and reallocate the financial resources into the hands and hearts of people that are truly going to do amazing things and change this planet. So I believe that Anne Claire is on with us right here, right now. Let me find her. I saw there was a request. Now I have to scroll through all of these comments. Where are you? Okay, I need to find your video request, Anne Claire. Maybe even if you, there you go. Thank you. I think you resent it. Thank you. Let me it will pop up onto the screen. Everyone pray to the Instagram live stream. Technology, angels.
Hello, hello, hello.
Amazing. Let me just turn my volume up quickly so I can hear you well.
Yeah,
There we go.
good
How are you?
to see you.
So nice to see you. How are you doing?
Thank you for your words. I feel very blessed and very touched, and I'm very honored to spend this time with you. And I love you so much. Thank you for the impact you had in my life. I'm just super happy to be here today.
I love you so much. And you're just such a shining example of truly doing the work, truly doing the work from the inside out. And even when it's hard or even when it's challenging or even when the limits come in the way, I've just seen you constantly over the past couple of years just be so deeply committed to service and so deeply committed to being this vessel for abundance and being this example for so many other people, so many other spiritual leaders, so many other women. Just yes.
Yes, we're doing it. We're living it.
We're living it. It's so amazing. So
Yeah, it is.
there might be some people on the line that don't know you. So maybe share a little bit, Anne Claire, just about who you are out in the world and what is the essence of your soul.
Yeah, thank you. So my name is Anne Claire Méret. I was born in France, raised in France, and it's been about 8 years that I've been traveling a lot, except when it was not allowed. Then I was stuck in Germany for a while. Would I have known, I would have chosen the tropics, but that's okay. And I currently live in Costa Rica, but I'm going to move in a few days. You cannot see it, but I have a lot of suitcases around there. I'm moving to Bali in a few days. Um, I have followed a journey, which is just a beautiful journey of mine, which was completely unexpected. I used to work for dating websites 11 years ago, and I got fired. And at the exact same time, because life is just amazing, I have decided to become a naturopath because I have healed of some of different things, chronic problems that I was having, especially insomnia. And then naturopathy was just my journey. So I became a naturopath, and it was not a choice of career. It was a choice of heart. And then from that moment on, I learned how to listen to my true needs and try to really figure out, what am I doing here? Actually, what am I doing here? I didn't know until I was, 28, 29. And here I am 10 years later, having created everything I've created, just because every step of the way I listened. I wondered, why is this happening to me? And what is life offering me to choose right now?
Yeah.
What can be different? And who can I be in the world if I'm not who I thought I was? And then every step of the way, I had to learn and to unpack all of this. And luckily, I didn't do it by myself. I had beautiful mentors on my journey. And you are my mentor. You've been my mentor for 2, 3 years now. And you've helped me so much really reconnect to the powerful Anne-Claire that I knew I could be, but I didn't know how. So thank you so
That's
much.
so amazing. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And maybe share a little bit around what we're celebrating. It's a little bit of a delayed celebration, but let's give people a picture of, I guess, the current reality, and then after that we'll take them back as to, what happened and where you were a couple of years ago. But share a little bit around our most recent big celebration.
Yeah. So in 2022, I have created more than €1 million of sales with my heart-centered business,
Yes.
which is really doing what I love, for people I love, with people I love, without compromising on anything, really. So it's just, I'm the proof that it's possible.
Wow. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. And I know you're just going to inspire so many people as well who are watching this, other women as well, and men who are like, oh my goodness, okay, like this is possible. This is
It is.
like, this is amazing. And you touched on something, like not having to sacrifice, not this trade-off, not like, oh, you made this money, but you suffered through it. You made this money, but you're in a job. You made this money, but you're not doing what you love. Like, you made this money, but you're like fully in alignment. And I've seen this every single day as we work together with your purpose, with your mission, with your heartbeat, with listening to what's next and how do you get to contribute more. Like, it's so amazing. But tell these guys a little bit around, maybe a couple of years back, and take them back, because they might think, well, okay, that's easy. She just knows how to make lots of money. That's great. But was it always that way?
Oh no. My God, it was not. No. First, so I've been an entrepreneur since 2012. And the first two experiences were failures because I tried to do my previous job, but as a solopreneur, and it didn't work out. And I failed miserably and I felt really down. And I remember going to events in Paris, meetup. You get to meet people that you don't know. You find meetups, and then there were fuck up nights for people who fucked up their companies. So I used to go to those places to actually laugh at our failures with people in Paris. It was about 10 years ago, 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And then when I graduated from naturopathy, it was actually my third business. So I had learned from the previous experiences that failing is not the end of the world and that it's okay because you just keep learning. And I got to meet a lot of entrepreneurs. And at the beginning of my journey, I was very much alone. And I wanted to do everything by myself. I was carrying the world on my shoulders. And I wanted to be a strong person and, just hyper autonomous instead of seeking guidance, asking for help, And I didn't know all of this. And it took me a few years to figure that out. That's a big piece.
Yeah, that's massive. That's massive. And where were you at, say, a couple of years ago, even in terms of your business? Because I know even a couple of years ago, you got into a place where you were on purpose and you were on mission and you were
Yeah.
like doing what you loved. But what was going on financially at that point as well?
So 2 years ago, when I joined MMM, your mastermind,
Yeah.
it was 2020, and it was a good year for me because everybody went online, and I was already online before. I was helping entrepreneurs. So after having had a successful practice in naturopathy, I switched online because I was in person in Paris, and I have written about 10 books on natural medicine, and my business was thriving.
Yeah.
So I started to do a workshop in Paris to help entrepreneurs in the wellness industry to succeed. And this workshop was always full. And I was thinking, how come it's always full? Do we have a problem? Like collectively, is there something that people need? So I listened to that, and it was actually for me a big stepping stone because I had spent so many years developing my practice in as a naturopath. I had to be brave enough to step into a new role, which is helping people in the healthcare industry to
Yeah.
succeed. So I have done that in 2019, and then COVID hit and everybody was online, and I was ready to help entrepreneurs. So it was actually divine timing.
Yeah.
And in 2020, I stopped traveling because you know what happened. So I was in one place. So it helped me also being focused on what I wanted to develop. So I had online programs for the first time. I grew my group coaching, one-on-one coaching. I was always busy in 2020. It was a great year. And then I discovered you.
Yeah.
You made a video in 2020 about humanity being brainwashed. And that video landed really inside of me. And I loved you from the very first time. And then I took a program of yours with the Mind Valley. I think it was Solvana or something. It was a money about
Yeah.
money. And I had previously worked on money, but just a little bit,
Uh-huh.
just a little bit, tiny bit. And that year, I really decided that it was my
Yeah.
time. Like it was like a choice. I make the conscious choice
Yeah.
to becoming a successful entrepreneur, which really has a bigger prosperity so that I can grow a team, I can grow my impact, and I can create the projects that I know I can do in this
Mm.
world, and without having to finance it by external sources. I can do it myself, in my way, no compromises. And I remember I didn't think I was worth joining MMM
Mm.
because I thought I didn't reach the level of success that you were asking for. And at the very end of the year, I had a coaching session with a friend of mine, Julia, which you actually met planting trees in
Yeah.
May. And I had a coaching session with her. Just we traded. And I told her something. I said, why would you wait longer instead of doing right now what you want to do in 2, 3 years?
Yeah.
And actually, what I said to her, I told myself.
Yeah.
And that very same day, I actually booked a session with someone from your
Yeah.
team to see if I was eligible to join MMM. And this beautiful person that I talked to, she said I was. And then I just
Yeah.
jumped in. It was the very last day of the year. December 31st, 2020, I was in.
It's so epic. It's so amazing. It's so cool. Thank you for sharing that. And I feel this is so inspiring for people to hear that so much of this was birthed in terms of the acceleration and the quantum leaps and the deeper layers of your purpose. It was birthed through COVID, right? It was
Oh, yeah.
birthed through this where I think the majority of the world went into fear, went into contraction. I had so many people being like, oh my goodness, like, I don't know what to do. The world's in crisis. Everything's going to explode. But you did something very different. You were like, actually, like, let me turn this challenge, this global challenge, into this amazing opportunity. And then I was also hearing through your story that you just internally made this choice that you were going to do it. You made this like deep internal choice that I'm going to be successful. I'm going to step into the next layer of abundance and resources and impact. And I say this to clients all the time. It's like you need to get into this frequency where like nothing else, there's no other options. right? It's like there's no plan B. There's no like, oh, I'll try this, and if it doesn't work, I'll be fine over here. It's like you know that you know that you know that you know that you're on this path, and it's gonna happen regardless, right?
Yeah.
So, what do you think made the difference? What else were some of the nuggets and the pieces that would help other people that allowed for this acceleration? Because again, you haven't just accelerated financially and hit this $1 million mark through like suffering and pushing and like staying up till 3 a.m. and like hating your business and your life. Like it's so the opposite. Like I know you go to the beach every single day, like at least 2 hours.
Get my tan.
So tell them like what are the pieces? Because for most people, they don't associate $1 million company with going to the beach every day and your purpose and doing what you love and having fun. Like that just like blows their reality into pieces. Like how did that happen?
Oh my God. So as you say, I had no plan B. I have a good friend. She says I have only a plan A and a plan A plus and A plus plus. I am very much a woman of action. I step into action and I actually make things happen. So this is a big piece for me. It's not only magical thinking, but I take aligned action, which is different from the beginning of my entrepreneurship, because I used to, it was a lot of air, like doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but just it was busyness, but not busyness which was necessarily aligned to my heart and really to my higher purpose. And I had to learn that. And in order to do that, I need to clean my energy field. And you've helped me so much doing that, anchoring, grounding into the earth, connecting to my divine, unique soul star, and then cleaning my energy field and recalibrating. It's a choice to clean my energy every day. So this is a big piece. I actually do it several times a day. It's just, we are interacting with so many people and also going on social media and the news and everything. It's impacting us so much. Just clear it out so that you can hear. And then when you can hear your guidance or feel or see, however it is for you, and then whenever you get this thing, just follow it. And you don't need to know the how. And that's a big one for me. You know that? Because, you're probably also like this, maybe listening to us. You want to know how it's going to happen. You have a vision and you want to know the stepping stones and everything in between. And it would actually be relaxing to know what's going to happen. But just allowing life to happen through me and just holding the vision and taking aligned action every day and releasing the how and letting life do its magic.
Yeah.
This is most of my work. This is what takes me the most of energy every day. Just the most of time. It's just basically it. And removing the obstacles along the way. And the obstacles, what are they? They're just my beliefs, all my thoughts on a daily basis, and everything that I think to be true about myself and about life.
Yeah.
And reframing all of that.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. And what have been some of these obstacles along the way and this acceleration to this $1 million mark? Because I mean, people say the most random things to me. They say things like, oh, it's so amazing, like you must never feel fear anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I was terrified before that happened, and it's like people think somehow out there, like when you get to a certain place financially with abundance, all of a sudden you don't have these limits, like you don't have these limitations. And it's just not true. Like I know that, that, and I believe like if someone's elevating into this level of abundance, they have these limitations, but their capacity to alchemize them and shift them and not be in enslavement to them is just maybe faster and more proficient than someone else on the journey. So what are some of the things that came up for you? What were some of the challenges or moments that were kind of you struggled with until you chose not to struggle and you chose to shift it? But what came up for you?
Oh, there were so many of them. But there is one big piece which is related to family loyalty, because my family was not entrepreneurs. They didn't do things themselves that they've created and put outside in the world.
Yeah.
And they only went to a certain level of success in their careers. They were really just employees following the rules that their boss were giving to
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
And I could feel that at some point I could allow myself to have a certain level of success. For example, writing books, but not making money with books. You
Mm.
see?
Yeah.
Things like that. So it was okay to be successful and stepping out of the, yeah, just making my own thing, but not to the point that I was actually thriving. Things like that. So I had to notice it to realize that I had this unconscious loyalty
Mm.
and that I could actually operate from another space. So I had to learn to stop operating from the past and from I used to know and who I used to be in order to connect to who I can be and who the woman that I'm envisioning in my visions. And now it's super easy to connect with her because I talk to her all the
Yeah.
time. And I go to her and I ask her a question. How did she do it? And who is she? What are her choices? And how did she overcome doubts? Because there is not even doubts in her life now because she knows it's possible. So the more I connect to her and I operate from the future, the less I have these triggers from the past giving me limitations.
Guys, and Claire is dropping gold right now. Like, I really hope you're taking notes if you're not already doing this each and every single day, because this is massive, right? Like she said that she was creating from her past experiences, and that's what so many people do. So many people are operating from this illusionary now, at the now present moment, which is really just a reflection of all of your past beliefs and experiences and actions and results accumulated. But most people go, oh, my past was that, which means my future must equal that, and it's just not true. But when you disconnect from that, like Anne-Claire's talking about, and connect with a future version of you, you have access to all of the information, all of the knowledge, all of the frequencies, everything that you would desire and require in order to step into this next layer. And yes, it might take some work, and yes, it might take some practice, but what you're sharing with everyone is just next level epic. It's so good.
This is the only way. This is the
Yeah.
only way to quantum jump because
Yeah.
when I joined MMM, I had just reached 100,000 euros in
Yeah.
2020, and then I made a huge jump to 600,000.
Yeah.
But if I would have had operated from the past, I would have only made maybe 20% more, 30% more.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have jumped like this. And then the year after, 1 million. And so there is always kind of two parts in me, the realistic one, which is like super down to earth, who says, oh, this year I can do only 30% more than last year.
Yeah.
And then there is the crazy one. But the crazy one, she's the one which is wired to the future.
Yeah.
She says, no, this year we can do 3 times, 4 times, 10 times what we've done last year because we connect to the future and we make different choices. We're already a different person.
So good. It's so good.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Quantum leaps, especially when it comes to money, aren't logical. They're never logical. And actually, when you truly tap into the frequency of money that's looking to flow through you, it's not logical. Like, you don't have a 10K month, then a 20K month, then a 30K month, then a 40K month. It just doesn't happen. I haven't met one entrepreneur that has like exact increments of 10.
No.
As the amounts increase, it's all over the show. It's this and that. It's accelerating forward, and it's always money is a reflector of what's going on in our internal reality. And so the facts, like hello, 100K, 600K, a million, like to most people's mind, that's completely like not possible, unrealistic. But for people like us that play in this realm of magic, it's almost like, well, of course that would be like that because we're fully connected to these future versions of ourselves, and we know that the quantum leaps are wanting to come through us in this way. And so I know there's something else really big that you're celebrating right now, and I have a copy right here, and I'm so excited about it. And it's honestly so beautiful with the level of detail in this book. So for those of you who don't know, Anne-Claire co-wrote this beautiful book with her friend Julia, and they have put together How to Succeed as a Wellness Entrepreneur. And I've been reading this over the last couple of days. I just got my copy. Thank you so much. And it's absolutely amazing. I saw some of you guys in the comments saying you've already ordered your hard copy and it's coming. So if you guys don't have it yet, you can just comment below with book if you like, and I'll send you the link so you can grab it. But tell us about this. Tell us about the journey of this, because again, this is just like, this is the example of the quantum leap, right? It's not just like, oh, well,
you know, you manifested money, but nothing in the rest of your life. Like, this is such an example of like, yes, the $1 million mark, and you have an awesome relationship, and you're traveling the world, and you just became a #1 best-selling author, and your health is good, and like, this is the true conscious millionaire, right? It's like every layer across the board. It's not a sacrifice of like, well, we manifest the money, but the rest of our life turns to shit. Like, no, it's like it all gets to elevate across the board. So I'm not surprised you're also celebrating this. So tell us about it.
Yeah, thank you for adding this piece also that everything in my life is also pretty great. Because some people think that we have to choose. It's either the beautiful vocation and you make a lot of money, or you have the love. But I happen to be engaged to a wonderful man.
He's amazing. I vouch for him. He's incredible. He's like such a beautiful human. Your relationship is beautiful. You guys are so powerful and sweet together. Like, it gets to be this good. Like, I would love people to receive the frequency of like, yes, it gets to be this good across the board. Keep
Exactly. And this book has a story because for me, it's a story of sovereignty. Because as I said before, I'm a published author. I've already 10 books published in France in libraries with, you know, regular conventional publishing houses. I actually wrote Naturopathy for Dummies, you know, the black and yellow books in French.
Yeah.
So I had quite a success in France, and I was always hoping that someone would translate my books in English. I was actually sure it would happen, you know, but I was kind of in the waiting room, waiting for someone to choose me in order for one day for one of my books to be adapted into English. One of them is in German, but you know, my fiance is German. It's good for him, but that's it. I would have preferred English. And last year, somehow I received the guidance that I don't have to sell all my rights to the publishers. I don't have to give away all my rights. And so the books that I did with Julia, from the very beginning, I told her, I said, wouldn't it be nice if we would keep the rights in English? And indeed, we publish in France and we get to be in the libraries and everything. And then we keep the English rights and we do it on our own. And I know how we're going to do it. And I know a great agency which will help us. So we choose to work with Have It All. And I think it's the first time that we come with a book in another language than English. So it took a longer time than we expected.
Yes.
Also, I think this baby chooses date of birth.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like we were ready. We were like very pregnant, and we were ready to give birth to it, but the baby was not ready, and it took its time.
So true.
So we did amazing work with your team, Mira, Roxanne. They did amazing work. Mary Beth, really awesome, and they've helped us do a beautiful translation. Julia and I, we took English classes in order to improve our English, in order to be able to read the book. We read it about 100 times.
That's amazing. I didn't know that. Amazing.
Yes. So it really is stepping outside of our comfort zone. But for me today, we can accomplish anything. It's just a matter of choosing. And you've taught me that a lot in MMM. It's all about what you choose. You don't have to make it complicated. It's just a choice. And then you'll find a way once you've chosen. And this is exactly what happened. And for me, this is opening another level of my queendom. I'm a queen and I get to decide what I do with my business, with my writing, with everything that I choose. And it's just a new era.
Yeah, this is so amazing. And congratulations. I know I've said this to you before, but I'll say it publicly. I know this book is just having such a beautiful ripple of impact. It's like dropping that pebble into the lake and like the ripples just keep going and going and going. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
And you touched on something interesting. You said the word sovereign. So for someone out there who maybe doesn't quite have the depth of the meaning of that word that you and I do, what do you feel that means? What does truly being sovereign mean to you as an entrepreneur, as a queen, as a goddess, as a lover, as a co-creator with the universe? Like, what does that look like for you?
Well, there is a question that I like to answer every day for myself. It is, who are you answering to? Like ultimately, who are you answering to in the end, at the end of the day?
Yeah.
And I used to think, oh, I'm answering to my boss. I'm answering to the rules of society.
Right.
I'm answering to, you know, all of this. And now my answer is to my higher self and God. And I'm only answering to source and to the higher version of me, which is connected to source at all time. And all of the rest is just made up.
Yeah.
It's just made up by humans, and then they agreed to follow some rules, which makes absolutely no sense. And then and yeah, so ultimately I just answer to what's truly important to me. And it was not easy at first, also because it was a bit confusing for others around me, and because I was very much a people-pleasing person, and I wanted to be accepted by people around me and my community, and I didn't want people to throw at me tomatoes. I don't know if you can say that in English.
Yeah.
Like in French. Just, oh, look at her. But once I started doing it, I just realized that I actually was stopping betraying myself every day. And from the moment that I stopped betraying myself, my life was more and more aligned. And then I had more success too. And people found me and thought, oh, she has something that I also want to activate within myself.
Yeah.
So I had no idea I would create such a ripple effect around me just by following my own rules. And then people get to follow their own rules too.
Exactly. That's so beautiful. And it's interesting that you found me through that particular video, because really the core of that video, which I don't know, I released maybe at least 3 years ago now, is really like, guys, let's be sovereign. You have a sovereign voice in everything that you do. And I think people forget that they have the opportunity to make these choices. Like, people can be so plugged into the matrix and so plugged into the system, they forget they even have a choice. Like, they say like, oh, you know, a child might say, well, I have to go to school. Well, actually you don't have to. There's a way for you to potentially, you know, tell your parents that you'd like to have a different type of schooling and this and that and that. Like, there's always a way. But, oh, no, I have to do this. I have to do that because this person said, because that is the rule. And the moment that we're in this have to frequency, I think that should always be questioned. It should always be, you know what, I choose to. I choose to because I made that commitment. I choose to because I don't know another way right now. And that's also okay. But no, it's a choice, right? So yeah, I feel
it is
so super important, and it's such a big one, because for as long as people remain not sovereign, then it's impossible to be sovereign with money as well. Like, you can't unplug and be totally sovereign and not have sovereignty with money. Like, it's all across the board. And that's why we've said so many in this transmission, every area of your life, elevating across the board, including financial abundance, including impact, including life, including business, including play, including relationship, health, like all of it.
And, you know, I think the crisis, they are just here to remind us that we don't have to hit rock bottom, or that maybe sometimes we have to hit rock bottom in order to raise again like Phoenix. And right now, France is burning. France is just, there are a lot of strikes. It's super complicated right now what's happening. And I was actually chatting with a friend today, and she was telling me that she knows doctors and dentists and people in the healthcare field, and they're like on the edge. They just can't do their job anymore the way that the society is built and what's being asked for them. And I was like, yeah, it's great. Sometimes we need a good crisis so that people can just decide that it's enough and that they're going to do their job in another way. And all of those people who actually want to contribute and serve with their hearts because they've decided to go to medicine, to become a doctor, or whether it's a conventional doctor or an holistic doctor, now is the time to get together. And now is the time to build something beautiful, because we know it's possible. And let's not be shy about it. We can create a beautiful integrative medicine just by standing up all together. We have everything. We have ancestral knowledge. We have the new biohacking machines and everything. We have everything. It already exists. It's just a matter of deciding and standing up together
Yeah.
and really spreading the word and opening our practices and retreat centers and everything. And within just a few years, it's going to shift, yeah, tremendously.
Yeah.
So we're doing it right now. Now is the time.
It's happening. It's already happening.
It's happening. Yeah.
It's amazing. And so it'd be beautiful if you could share with everyone what is next for you. What is the vision beyond the vision? Because I know that you'll be deeply connected in this way, because in order to create acceleration in your life and in business, you know, we talk about this a lot in the mastermind. You've always got to kind of be that step ahead of yourself and always be like leaning into the next layer of expansion. And I'm sure like when you hit that $1 million mark, you had it as a goal, but I'm sure you were even like at a place a little bit beyond that. So let's talk a little bit about that and how that works, and where are you right now? What's your like vision beyond the vision that you're tapping into?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting that you're saying that, because I used to think that maybe the million would be the end of the road, like a while ago.
Like,
and now I'm like, oh my God, no.
like the road ends.
It's only the beginning. But I didn't know, when you go from so far away, when you were just making a few hundreds, a few thousands, and then a few, it's just, yeah. So now I'm heading like further away. And right now, something very interesting is happening to me. I actually left you a message a few days ago to tell you that I can feel that I'm going to have unexpected sums of money coming my way without even working.
Yeah.
It's just seeds that I've planted a while ago that are going to grow. Something else, the writing piece.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been a writer for the past 7 or 8 years, and I have not made a lot of money with it.
Yeah.
It has helped me build my community and helped me build my business, obviously. But I know that there is a future version of me, which is multimillionaires just from the book.
Yeah.
From the books.
Amazing.
Like I have many more books inside of me. They're coming. One of them is already half written, and then they're coming. So this is coming. And I also have a beautiful retreat place that I want to create in Bali with friends. So this is where I'm heading, to Bali. Actually, someone wrote in the comments, why Bali?
Yeah.
It's a place which is dear to my heart. This is where I met my fiance in 2018.
Yeah.
I called him to the universe and he appeared. It was wonderful. So we're looking forward to go back there, and we have friends there who want to co-create all together a beautiful living space and retreat center all together.
Yeah.
So this is the plan, and it's only the beginning. I see that everything I told you is just for the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And then in the future, it will probably be more teaching. I love teaching. I have my own coaching training. So there will be more teaching in French and in English. And who knows? Yeah, don't know yet.
So beautiful. Yeah, I especially love this piece around your books. I feel like this is a big one, because I feel like a lot of people feel like they have a book in them, but they don't like get it out. And if they do get it onto a manuscript, they don't get it out into the world. And then if they get it out in the world, they don't get paid for it. So I was like, God, it's like all these steps, right? It's such a big thing with writers. So yeah, thank you for being such a shining example of everywhere that you've gotten to with your writing, and everywhere you're going with it too. It's super exciting.
Yeah, once again, it's a choice. It's a choice. You get to choose who you want to be. And if you have a vision, you have what it takes to give life to this vision. You wouldn't be there. You wouldn't be there with your vision if you wouldn't have the resources. So it's just a matter of deciding and get the right people around you. If you don't know how to do it, then ask people around you and figure it out. And there are people like you who created. For me, what you're creating is just totally new earth opportunities, really. Having the possibility to work with a team, to publish your book, to make it a bestseller within just a few days. I haven't had a bestseller. I've had a Naturopathy for Dummies is a bestseller in libraries, but it's not the bestseller on Amazon.
Wow.
You helped me make this book a bestseller with your team. You did an amazing job.
We did it.
And it's possible because they have the knowledge, the experience of service to people like me who decide.
Yeah.
So everything is just possible now.
It starts with that choice. It's so amazing. For everyone tuning in, it would be beautiful if you want to write through one decision that you're anchoring right now, one choice. Like, what is your one thing?
Yeah.
Maybe it's choosing to manifest more money. Maybe it's choosing to elevate your love life, whatever it is. Like, make it as clear or specific as you want, but have this be a place where you can be witnessed. And if you're on live, by the way, all the comments are about to disappear when we end this live stream. So you need to come back and watch the recording and write it again. And if you wrote book because you want Anne Claire's book, then you need to go back to the recording after we post it and write book again, because your comment will go. I don't know why Instagram does this, but it does. Anne Claire, this has been so amazing. What a beautiful conversation. And I feel like you're just such a light and so inspiring for so many people. So final words of wisdom, what would you love these guys to receive and know? What is in your heart that you'd love to share with them?
Yeah, I want to tell them, get up, stand up for what's important for you. Really, it's speak your voice in the world, and we need your special gifts, because I know today a lot of people are just shy by comparison to others, because we all spend a lot of time on social media. So we think, oh, it's already been done. Someone has already written a book about it, or someone has already a company about it, selling the same kind of things I want to create. But nobody is doing it like you. So we need you to do it in your own way, with your talent, with your vibe, with the whole of you. So please don't be shy about it, and get some help, get some support if you don't know how to do it. Surround yourself with like-minded people who will cheer you up when it's more difficult, and who will celebrate with you when it gets to be easier and when you win. So just make it happen, because we need you.
We definitely need you. I totally agree. Thank you so much. I'm loving all these comments here. I choose that it's totally possible for me to make consistent 10K months. Yes. Possible to grow and expand in every area into my highest and best form. Yes, yes, yes. Launching your soul mission. Yes. Choosing my highest destiny. We see you guys. So beautiful. You guys have beautiful energy. I choose to really go for my goals. Yeah, I choose to action. I choose action and growth and financial abundance. Yes, guys, we witness you. People are saying merci. It's so beautiful. Wow. Well, what a conversation. Thank you so much, Anne Claire. I love you so much. And I'm just so proud of you, of your deep commitment and the work that you do, and how much you just deeply, deeply, deeply care. And it's been amazing to get to know you and love you at such a deep level. And also to have you here in Costa Rica. I know you're going to spread your wings and fly away, but you'll still be in my heart in Costa Rica. And I know you'll come back.
Yes, I will. Thank you for everything.
Yeah, I love you so much. And again, thank you for being such a light and such an inspiration for so many people. And I know this ripple of impact is just going to continue on. Like, imagine where you're going to be a year from now. I'm so excited.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. Beautiful. Have an amazing day. Much love. Mwah.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.